What's going on, you guys? It is raining in Seattle. Did you know it rains in Seattle? Welcome in here. Hey, I'm going to give you one tip to powerfully end the century on fire. Do y'all know we're coming up at the end of a century right now, which is so crazy. I'm out here with my little monkey Diego, and we're doing a little walk. As you come in here, let me know who you are and where you're coming in from, because I love to see you guys join from all parts of the world. And I want to talk about this concept of, I'm going to give you a quote first of all, and I might repeat the quote as more people come in here, but this quote radically changed who I am simply by taking the meaning of it and applying it to my life. Hey! So listen, here's the quote, and Albert Einstein said it. Albert once said, you cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created the problem. So I want to explain that. Check this out. Seattle's behind me. Gray day. Hey Chris, hey Armilo. Guys, if you're watching this live, type hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, type hashtag replay. And let's talk about that, because what does that mean and how does that apply specifically to you and ending not only this year on fire, but this century on fire? We are literally coming up to the end, or this, what do you call it? Decade or century. This decade on fire. Did I say century? I might have. Ooh, it's been a day. So funny. Well, that'll get people in here. We're coming up on the end of a new decade. Crazy that we are literally going into 2020, such a powerful number. And when you think of that quote, you cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created the problem. Here's what that means. How many of you have something in your life that you are trying to get through? You're trying to figure out the solution to that thing. Drop a 1 if you have let's just call it a problem or a challenge or a thing that you're trying to get through. It may be in your sales. It could be, how do I get to a certain bonus level? How do I just figure out how to sell, period? How do I, memorize the script? How do I do the thing? Be consistent. That could be a problem you're solving. How do I get consistency in my sales? How do I it could be in your health, it could be in your personal relationships. For those of you who have something that you are trying to work through right now and you're trying to solve that quote unquote problem, let me know. And as you drop that in, this dog's being very resistant. I'm going to show you, for those of you who just came in. But these are some real Seattle skies, by the way. For those of you who think that it rains in Seattle, guess what? You're right. So listen. For those of you who are solving a problem or a challenge in your life right now, first of all, you got to get clear that there is a problem that needs to be solved. And then the problem that most people encounter when they are trying to solve something is that they're going at it with the same freaking level of thinking that created the problem in the first place. So I want you to think about that. First of all, drop some of your issues that you're solving right now below. Let's just talk about as it relates to sales first, specifically. What's if you were to say your number one challenge that you're having right now in your business, in sales, like it's your business, treat it like one, what would that problem be? What would that problem be? Is it consistency? Is it hitting a certain volume? Is it getting your first sale? What is that current problem that you're experiencing? I'm crossing a road, so hang tight with me. Come on, Diego. And as you do that, I want you to think about how you have gone about solving that problem. Is it with the same level of thinking that created the problem in the first place? Or are you actually trying to approach it with a different level of thinking? Now, here's the issue with that. How do you solve it with any other level of thinking than the one that you know? Because that's who you are and that's what you know right now, right? So this is a really powerful point when you really just get it. Like when you get that most of the things that we try to solve in our life, how do I get to that, my first 6 figures in a year or 7 figures or whatever that thing is, that you cannot do it with the same level of freaking thinking that created it. And I've had this epiphany today in a big way, because today we have taken the business to a completely different level, different level in so many different ways, actually this whole week, because I realized last year that I cannot be everything to everybody, and I cannot do everything in my business, or we will not reach the millions of people that we are trying to reach. And that's my goal, is to reach millions of people, not only in Timeshare, but outside and beyond as well. But specifically within Timeshare, how many reps are struggling at the end of their last week, month, that they don't even know about or realize right now that their career is literally on the line. So by me playing in my comfort zone and thinking that I can do everything, I'm literally losing an opportunity to reach more people, because I have not chosen to bring in the people who have the talent to help me scale the business. So today was a momentous day for me. And if this is resonating with you at all, let me know that it is. That today was a big day because I hired a sales team, which is crazy. I'm actually telling you guys this is awesome, because I cannot help people. For me to spend, to talk hours in a day means that what I'm not doing is I'm not operating my business at a high level, like strategic level. And so today we actually hired a really amazing sales team who's a dear friend of mine, and he's been trying to get me to work with him for a while. And I finally got it. I have to give away a portion of my business in order to help more people, in order to get to the next level. I have to, because he's the expert and I'm not. There's no reason why I should be connecting with people on sales conversations anymore. I do that in my 10-day challenge, right? That's coming up, by the way, in a few days. I do that on my masterminds. That's where people, the 1%, that's where people connect with me at that level. And it was a real epiphany for me, because not only did we hire the sales team now who's just going to be taking us and scaling us in a huge, massive way, this last week, we got signed a TV contract, so we're going to be on Amazon, Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV this month. So there's a lot of things that are happening. I hired a new Facebook ads agency to help us reach more people, to really, in my mind, save careers, because that's what this industry can do. And if you agree that Timeshare can actually save someone's career, let me know. And if you haven't figured out how to get it to change your career, save your career yet, it's definitely, when it clicks, it clicks. And for most people, sadly, it doesn't. But I'm a believer, just like that quote says, is that you can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it. So how do you need to be thinking differently in order to get your business, your sales to the next level? Okay, how do you need to be thinking differently? And one of the ways to do that is you can't be getting advice from the same people who helped create the problem in the first place, which are the people around you, most likely. So if you get what I mean by that, let me know. That the reps who we surround ourselves with are not really often the ones that you need to be listening to, but everybody has an opinion. And oftentimes managers aren't either. I'll be completely blunt with that. They're not. And I have heard some managers say some really stupid, ignorant things to reps. In fact, I just had a manager say something to one of my reps, like, I can't believe you would pay that to work with someone. Pay me that money. And I'm thinking, first of all, clearly this guy does not have a growth mindset. He has a fixed mindset. He doesn't believe in investing into himself, right? And he believes that, in scarcity thinking. I'm a firm believer that, personally, I have mentors. I have several mentors, and I keep them on a tight, like my square squad, I call it. It's that big, with people that I trust with my business, with my life. Today I had a hypnotherapy session with somebody who I pay a crap ton of money to help me get through stuff from childhood. And not that I had a traumatic childhood, but you don't know what's holding you back. And I released something from 6 years of age today. It was so crazy, you guys. And that thing that I released was just some stupid comment some boy said to me when I was in the school lunch line as a first grader. And that comment stuck with me my entire life. And it literally has impacted moves that I make, and subconsciously, and whether I've achieved certain things and why I've not. So it's a really powerful thing for me to work with the person that I do. And a lot of you guys know that I'm a master hypnotherapist as well. And so why my clients get the results that they get is because I actually apply the science of the mind, the subconscious mind, to actually achieving their results and their goals. And we actually do that in the 10-day challenge as well. And it's a powerful thing. So people are wondering, like, how is it that your clients are, achieving such incredible results in their career. And some people, many people on the verge of termination are the top 1%. People I really love working with are those who are already the 1%, and let's double their sales. And that's simply because we begin to reprogram them. So guys, I just wanted to throw that out. If that resonated with you at all, that if you're trying to solve something in your life right now, and you're doing it with the same level of thinking that you currently have, because that's just who you are, how can you change that level of thinking? Biggest thing is get into another group or community that allows you to think differently. And me just being on the call with the person who I'm hiring for my sales team got me to think. He says, listen, Joni, you guys do 6 figures in a month, but do you do 7? And I said, oh, no, we don't do 7 yet in a month. And he says, you cannot do 7 with you and the team that you have right now, because you're not specialized in it and you need to be pulled out. And it was a major piece of awareness for me. And I'm just being totally open with you guys that he's right. I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. So I need to hire the person and the team who can and will help me get there. And so if your sales are not where you want them to be consistently month after month, know that you're not alone. First of all, it's the biggest challenge that anybody in that profession faces is consistency and being a consistent performer monthly. Everyone can write 200K in a month, 250, 300 maybe even, but can everyone do it monthly, every single month? And that is a huge difference. That makes a huge difference. Recently, someone I was talking to has never sold over $1.1 million. Sure, some people say those are great numbers. Well, when one of your month is 270, what's happening all the other months, right? They're not as high. They're completely inconsistent. So imagine if just every single month you were consistently writing 200, 250 in a month. What would that do to your year? Now all of a sudden you're writing $2.4 million or $3 million in a year. And that's the power of consistency. And I believe that starts first with your subconscious mind and getting that in alignment with your conscious mind, and really understanding how to properly set goals so that your conscious mind, what you say you want to achieve, is actually aligned with what you subconsciously believe that you can achieve. And more times than not, people are not aligned here, and this is why they don't achieve their goals. So this is a thing that we do on the very first day of the challenge. We get you really clear on what specifically, I'm sorry if I'm making noise on the microphone, what specifically you want to achieve, and we get you congruent with it. And then we help program you throughout the challenge over the 10 days to really begin to let your subconscious mind believe by shifting everything about you. We're shifting your level of thinking to a completely different level. We're changing the level of thinking that created the problem, and we're giving you a level of thinking, new thinking, to create not the problem. Make sense? So the solution. And that's what the top bonus challenge does. Anyway, I wanted to come on and really talk to you about that, what problem are you solving in your life, and get into a place, get into a community, get into, if it's sales that you're feeling challenged with, get into the top bonus challenge. 10 days of being with incredible performers and people whose mindsets are in the right place immediately from the moment they get there will absolutely shift you, and watch what it does to your sales. Guys, we've almost taken 1,000 people through this challenge, and the testimonials just keep getting better and better and better. There's so many people whose lives and careers were literally changed by not even them joining the challenge, but one person joining the challenge who has gone back and impacted so many careers at their site. So we hope to see you in. Anyways, if you want more information on that, it'll be around here somewhere. Otherwise, go to toplevelbonus.com, and we'll see you on in a few days in the challenge. All right, guys, take care. Peace. Tag someone below, by the way, if they need to hear about this as well. Peace. Have a good day.